Hey, what's going on there now? I'm hearing it from the, okay, yeah. Distracting, but at least we know we have sound. Here, we'll turn off the music now, and we'll listen to my voice. No? Nothing? Yeah, you know what, I don't know about that one. But anyways, I can turn this off too, and I can show you what I wanted to show you, which was, take it, but it was removed by what? It's ridiculous. Okay, yeah, sound. That sounds nice. Okay, good. All right. So what we're looking at here is a shot of the Richat. And the reason why I'm showing you this today, first of all, this is using a historical view because I'm not really happy with the current views. And you do see a shoreline here and down here. And I just wanted to point those out in the Google Pro. Probably why my connection is at red. I'm going to close this, but you can clearly see this shoreline inside the Richat. Okay? Because it's so red, I'm going to close this. I've got other stuff prepared for you over here. Let's see if that helped. I'm also going to go ahead and close down the chat because it's distracting and it's probably slowing me down. So that's closed. Okay, everything's closed. I'll keep that for later just in case. So the only thing going now is the OBS, and I'm not showing my cam today because I just was talking with somebody online, and I noticed that people are saying that water may or may not have been here, blah, blah, blah. Well, one thing I can tell you is having driven through here 2 times, once through, I've been through and back, but I've also driven through and gone out the other side and gotten up here on top, and then I came back down, and then I drove along the side. And I've got pictures that I took when I was here that show the entire Richat. Where is that? Is it here inside this? Let me show it to you. I didn't want to show you that. So again, I wasn't prepared. That's life. C'est la vie, right? So when I showed this picture to those guys over there at the Amish Inquisition podcast that did such a great job interviewing me, and I will I do have a link to that in my community section. I was talking about this picture here and wanted to say here and now where I was standing when I took this picture. So as you can see the entire Richat from left to right. I had to use a panoramic function on the camera to grab that. It wasn't right. I mean the width from that side to that side. And you might not be seeing the actual outside part, right, because of the angle that I'm shooting from. But you can see the Richat. Here, let me get back over here. From about here is where I took the picture. Somewhere on the east side. And see, so you're probably seeing that, and you're probably seeing that. But you're probably not seeing the full breadth. And what does breadth mean? It means width. I'm just being... I know there's a difference between breadth and width. Let me just look at that in terms of miles. That's 14, almost exact 14 miles. Look at that. Exactly 14. That's kind of cool, right? Why is it exactly 14 miles? Are miles reflected in the pyramids? Well, from my understanding, 1,000 yards is 1,000... Anyways, never mind all that, because I sound like I'm making a mistake. So I'm basically standing here taking the picture panoramically of that right there. So from here to here is from here to here. Now the main point of this video today isn't about that distance, but I just wanted to let you know how wide that is. The main reason for this video is to talk about this shoreline here. I showed in the thumbnail this shoreline. Now there is another shoreline down there. So maybe it was draining and then it stopped draining for a long time, long enough to create an actual scar on the land, right? You've got this. Okay. Now I know some people are probably complaining because I'm getting a red light saying that the connection's no good. I'm so done. These are going to be fewer and fewer. So there's the shoreline. It's quite clear. And let's look at the topography map at this shoreline. You can see very clearly the yellow line there. It turns red. But yellow is 1,500 feet. in the middle, the outer ring inside the Richat is actually a little taller. So yeah, those canals could have been above water. I mean, we're looking at the shoreline right there. You can see two shorelines right there. The first one is yellow, the second one is kind of green, and that second green one is about maybe 200 feet down, maybe lower, maybe 250 feet down. Is it blue yet? That's just green. So you see those layers. The lowest part is 1155. So the highest part is over here. It's 2,001 feet. So when you're looking at this shoreline, you're getting actually some description. That's a paradox. That's why I put the word paradox in the title, because not only do you have a shore... Okay, let's just be honest about something now. You can see if this was a dome geology or even a strike, like I say, how it was created, it would be a little more rounder. This content right here has changed, and right here, and we do see some weird... I hate it when it does that. We do see some weird lines going straight. You got a straight line there. So what's up with that? Was that the canal that entered? Or was it here? I don't see any break in the shoreline here. There's something going on there, but it's not really a shoreline break. We should take a closer look at that. But the main reason I started this video... Oh, great, it does it again. So terrible. So terrible. Okay, is because I don't see any shorelines out here. Let's take a look on the Apple map. In fact, we're already there, right? But the shoreline is very clear right there. So you have to say, I mean, is it a rim of a crater? I don't think you're seeing a rim. You're seeing a shoreline, a circular ditch shoreline. And you go down, there's another shoreline down there. It's not so clear. Yeah, right there. So that's the second one. It seems like you've got some major connection. You got a line here that's quite kind of interesting. What happened there? Why is that line there? I hate it when it grabs like that. Moving out towards the center, you're looking for more shorelines. You see lines, that's for sure. And when I was driving right here, I have to be honest, this content, I was driving right through here, and I didn't see any activity of shorelines. I could have gone up a little bit and gotten to the quarries. If I had realized exactly what they were, I would have. And yeah, the quarries everywhere. Down here, you can see quarries. But do you see shorelines? That's a question. Those quarries would have been approximately... I mean, let's take a look at the picture one more time. Right there. Now, this is not the bottom. The bottom is there. You've got to even apply a lake going on. You can climb up slowly. You even have some actual water over here during this, depending on the season. But going up here, you're starting to climb the mountain. So this is the first ring right here. And it's about 14 miles, 14, I just measured it, right? 14 kilometers apart. Okay, what's the reason for that? So I can look here. Let's do it one more time. What? That's not it. That's it. So we're talking about the quarries, which are right here. Actually, you know what? Let's just do it this way. Let's change the map to show the imagery. And then we can actually just look at the level. So there's the quarry fields, right? And now we can see that they are kind of orange, kind of yellow, about 1689. Now, that's kind of a sad thing, because when you back out, you start to see red. Same color as red over here, but I think you can say that these levels are matching. So that's slightly higher than the water level. But where's the shorelines over here? Where are the shorelines? All right, I'm getting to the bottom of this. I'm going to let you know my answer, what I think happened in a second. Just want to make sure we're all together. I might even open up the chat in a second. I can do that really easily right now. Boom, open it. I've got an orange light. Let's check on the chatting if there's any. No chats? No chats. So I don't have to answer. I got one watching now. Oh, so terrible. Okay, so... yeah, the shoreline is here, but where are the shorelines in the middle? Let's take a good look at all that and see if we can see any shorelines. I'll come back for more chats. I don't see any, though. Where's my words? Thank you. Hello. Welcome. Yeah, stupid keyboard, stupid everything. Okay. So no chats at this time. I'm going to close that down because I got a red light. I got to figure out how to change the OBS so it never does this to me. I've got I'll tell you my readings. It says dropped frames, about 20,000 of them, almost. 98%, it says. What is a dropped frame? And then it's CPU 0.7% and 30 frames per second. I should probably reduce the frames per second. What's the lowest frames per second I could do? And then it says kilobits per second. 951 is red, 40 is orange, 1010. Okay, so it's flashing orange and then red again. Anyways, I'll probably be getting rid of this Verizon because it's just too expensive for the service it actually provides. Wow, what's this? I never knew there were mosques there. I never knew there was a mosque there. Wow. I don't believe it, actually. It's hard to believe. Where's the mosque? I don't see no mosques. What's over here? This can't be right. There's nobody out here. There's not enough people living out here to have a mosque, in my opinion. I don't think that's true, those two mosques. I'll have to check that out later, though. Let's see if I can click on it. Although it's not going to show a picture. So, I mean, if you zoom in there, you're not going to find a picture of the mosque. I'll try to look up the words, maybe, and then go from there. But I don't want to waste your time right now doing that. I'm just surprised to see that. I'll check that again later. Also, I thought I got rid of all the titles on here. So, back to my main point. I don't have anybody. You saw the thumbnail. Let's open up the thumbnail so you can understand where I'm coming from with that. I think the thumbnail should be shown during the video at some point in time. Okay, there it is right there. Oh, man, I hate this. Dang it. You could have seen all my private showing. Worth hiding. So we have a shoreline on the north shore right here. It's not where that's not it. That's the lower part. It's going under the sand. This could have been an open sea right there. That could have been a giant open body of water. And where would the water come from? The Tamanrasset River through canals. There's a canal right here. It would have brought water here on the other side. And you have a shoreline that shows that, and it's very hard to see here, but I'm following it right there. Very beautiful Adrar Plateau, which means Little Atlas Mountains. Now, over here you have no cliffs, you have no shoreline because the sand's covering it up. But it's very clear you have a shoreline on the inside of the Richat, but these three rings don't show shorelines, do they? We can take another look really quick. Obviously, I'm going to be, let me just show you this. This is that North Shore shoreline right there. It's very clear, and it went all the way in here, almost to this structure, which I visited. And that's this Simisayat Dome. I don't know where that name came from, so all I'm saying is that it's really close to where I was standing right there. So I could have gotten to the other side very quickly, driven over there, and then driven where I wanted to go. But unfortunately, you know, the problem here is it's hard to get a car that you just drive alone. I had to deal with a driver, and what I should have done was just filled it up with camping supplies and gone for it. And I'll tell you what, I know better now. So, oops. Oh my gosh, I just hit the keyboard again with my stupid hand. And the last time I did that, I closed everything down. Okay, we're going to finish this up very quickly. I just want to let you know, we're looking right here for shorelines. I don't see any. Do you? Starting with the middle, you have a lot of lines in there, you know, and I have to question these lines here. They don't look natural. They don't. They're too consistently parallel. Just like this is kind of almost the same direction. I don't know what we're looking at. We're looking at a little bit of dirt. And of course, here's the castle. I've been there. Let me try that again. And I wish that I had spent a little more time in this area here. I did not even stop right there. And the reason why was because I passed it without realizing what it was. And I think there's a well in there somewhere. But I'll wait for the next time. And of course, here is the castle right there. So I've been there, but one thing I didn't see is any shoreline. I tried to drive across here and didn't have a lot of luck, which I regret because I wanted to get over here and I would have gone right through the quarries. This is an interesting spot too. Are these peaks? So here's my main thinking here. Why aren't they? If they were indeed Plato's concentric circles, if they were, wouldn't they be way, way above this shoreline so they wouldn't get flooded when the shoreline height here? Well, that's where you have to look at my cataclysmic theories on this place and what probably happened. Okay, the catastrophe right here. How I think the Richat was destroyed. I'll probably get into this deeper next time, but what I want to do first is to just kind of go through some alternative scenarios. For example, what's called, I forgot the word. I learned it from Randall Carlson. And the word is talking about simultaneous fires appearing and conflagration. Simultaneous catastrophic conflagration outburst fires, but there were bigger fires up north. And Randall Carlson talked about all this and suggested that it was done by the tail. Well, I don't know if he actually mentioned tail of a comet, but we've heard this theory before. And when I say we, I mean the royal me. But then Randall was the one that kind of connected it to the fact that it could have been the tail of a comet, is why witches fly on brooms and sweep around and kill people. Could the tail of... This is Comet Ison. There was some other types of reactions when it passed by Jupiter and passed by Mars, but we don't think that the tail went across Earth. I mean, how far out would that go? And that's the visible excretions. What type of discharge is there that's invisible? So I kind of think about that. Now, of course, Robert Schoch thinks a CME, coronal mass ejection, hit the Earth and melted a bunch of rocks. I think Brian Forster talks about that as well. But certainly don't think that's how the Richat structure was created. The Maghreb Sea did exist. It was quite a big body of water, and perhaps there was some type of an incident. As you can see, it really lines up very well to how the river actually flowed. I created this. I got lucky, but this is to scale. So now, was the Maghreb Sea really exactly this line? That's not so sure, but we have another river here. So we have the feeding rivers from the Atlas Mountains, and then we have the exiting river going through. I mean, this is a science. Of course, it's not exact. I'd like to find those lines. I should use this in another slide. Oh, hey, look at this. You know, this is quite interesting. Now, you can see, this is topographical map. You can see up here we have the same shape as we do as the eyebrow of the Richat. So it's got a double eyebrow. I didn't even realize that until today. You've got another one going through here. So the Atlas Mountains look like something's going down. Why would you have that same exact curve? This is totally new. I'll do that on a different video. But what I was trying to talk about here was another alternative cataclysm that could have occurred, and that would be because of the Tenamore crater, or maybe one of these other 5 craters, caused this flooding. This theory's been around for a while. I 4 years ago heard this, but how do I think it was destroyed? I think, yeah, something hit it, but it wasn't up there. It was a bullseye strike right in the middle. This is the Tenamore crater. This is the other crater. You can see that there's a bunch of craters lined up. This one is the Tamimichat Galaman crater, then Tenamore. Then I believe there's a crater here, not the Richat. People keep making a mistake thinking I'm saying this was a crater from an impact. That's not what I'm saying. That's 45 miles wide. If that's a crater from an impact, then it's super old. That's for sure, because of and the fact that it has all the rings. That's the dome geology explanation. Now, don't forget, we also have the OL crater, and that's almost now. The thing is that I'm talking about shorelines in the middle of the Richat, so forget these craters and let's focus. We even have the Semsiet Dome. I do believe that's some form of a crater or strike as well. So we had a bunch of strikes. Oelo crater right here. So number 1 wouldn't be the Richat structure itself. I'm talking about the Sebket El Guelb inside the Richat structure. Okay. The impact crater, I stood there. I took a video of it. Randall Carlson says it's from a volcanic activity. And so does Andros, the geologist that went and beat me to the fortifications and renamed them. But I was standing here, and you can see behind that it doesn't look like volcanic activity to me. In fact, in addition to this whole area being cleared, which is 4 kilometers, right? Or is it 2? I think it's 4. Probably 4, I think. We also have the mountains missing that would have been created during the whole dome geology event. And you've got 3 quadrants left. You've got a eastern doorway, a northern doorway, and possibly a western doorway. I don't see a southern doorway here, but maybe it's just kind of over here. Also, I was explaining this earlier, and I kind of forgot, the whole thing is kind of elliptical now. And I think the center is quite circular, honestly. But what happened to these outer ridges? If it's dome geology, why is it not as circular? And what happened over there on the northwestern shore? And it takes away. So my main point here is that wouldn't this be more likely for this so-called geology events, dome geology, or whatever, even a strike, like I say, a planetary discharge or electric discharge that could have caused the circles of frequency. I created this because I added that quadrant to show you what it really should look like, but instead it looks like over on the left the whole thing's missing. Yeah, 2.246 kilometers. I was wrong about 4. And it does have crater concentric ridges. And if you look, most of the reason why it looks elliptical is because of these alluvial fans that are kind of reshaping the white part. So the white part doesn't look like a perfect circle, but if you follow the concentric ridge, it does disappear under some dirt, but I think it's a better explanation for this. And therefore, the mountains are missing, and not only that, but I do believe that this would imply that the topsoil, if there was a city there, got disintegrated, right? If it got, well, how do I get out of here? If it got disintegrated, then the topsoil would be gone, and you would be stuck with rings that don't have shorelines. So this over here looks like a shoreline too. So, you know, I do believe that maybe there was some type of this happened first, and then the shoreline, then the water. I don't know everything, and I'm not claiming to know. But my main point, as I just made, was that the fact that there's no shorelines in the center could indicate that, oh no, oh no, no, no. Oh no, 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 no.